got it done. I got this thing done. I feel way, way, way better about it. My ability to set my lineups now with this tool complete just allows me to see the information I need to see. So this is my lineup setting tool. It's a big thing right here. It does a lot of stuff. But what it does is it shows the Fangraphs data. So it imports the Fangraphs data. This is the probables grid. Your probables grid from Fangraphs right here, just imported. And from that, it detects the left and right handedness of that picture and puts it into this calculator and detects the left and right handedness of the batter who will be facing them and calculates the TDK factor based upon that. So that is what we do. We intend to have left and right-handed matchups um, displayed at all times. So, and then that also gives us the TDK factor here. Uh, what's up, Ryan? Hey, what's up? Just finished up my thing. Yep. Thanks, man. I got the TDK factor here that's displayed. Um, these are the things that are displayed that people think are useful in understanding your players every week. They would be K minus walk, the opposing pitchers. These are four things you want to have on your opposing pitchers. And then this is my thing I like to make right here, my factor, which I said again is computed from the matchups, the left and right handed value matchups of the five stat factors, which are home runs per nine versus ISO, hard hit pitcher versus hard hit uh, hitter, K per nine, K per nine versus K percentage, XFIP versus FWOBA, ground ball percentage versus fly ball percentage. So those are taken percentiled and then taken apart from each other, and you can see that gives you the TDK factor here. Just a mix of what those things, just a mix of those values and how those will help a hitter get on base and produce all the other aspects that you want to have as a value of a hitter. Yeah, people are talking about numbers being better than Google and Excel. I don't know. I see people doing great work with Google and Excel, especially the Google shading. I'm really jealous of. That's what I really had to work on was my shading for this. But yeah, I kind of worked this out, kind of taught myself how to do it. But I'm really kind of happy with the displays that Numbers gives over those two other products because what I really tried to do is just display all the information we already know about. This is just Fangraphs data, and we just try to display it in a way where we can see it. So, like I said, the data is just the versus righties versus lefties, versus righties versus lefties for hitters and pitchers, and some StatCast data, and then some park factors. So that's all the data. So really all you're seeing is just this data, but it's just displayed nicely. So the way it works is you can, here's all my teams. You type in your teams. Everybody has more than one team basically. So this is a team repertoire right here. I have 7 teams that I will compare with this. So, and then you should put your teams in over there and then you can just flip them in. So we'll go team 1. I'm now flipping my team number 1 here, which is my most favorite DC team right now. I have to set my lineup on. Looking to get Brendan Donovan back in there after playing Luis Angel Acuna. So those are some of the kind of things it'll allow you to do. You'll see that new team flip all the way through, propagate through the data system, and now you can take a look at individually who you like to play. So this number 2 will be Friday. So Friday, Luis Angel Acuna will have Chris Bubik, Michael Walker, and Noah Cameron. Pretty decent. I might not play all those games. You come down here, you see Brendan Donovan, who is benched. There's no data on him versus Tatsui Mai. He's got Lance McCullers and Cody Bolton. So those are not good park matchups, and he has favorable K per nine, swinging strikes, that kind of stuff. So that's what this allows you to do. It allows you to see um, all of your players and kind of just compare them. The data is very dense, but if you see it with the greens and the reds, then it's easier to see. So that's just kind of what I've tried to do. People hipped out to the fact that you want to know what the pitchers are doing against your hitters. So that's all this data here, and it says every day. Like if you look at Shea Langoliers here, here's Shea Langoliers matchups. It shows you what he's going to match up against. Clay Holmes shows you it's going to be in City Field. That's a neutral park matchup. This is the TDK factor right here, 3.4. So TDK factor, he's like pretty decent there. He's going to match up against Senga here. He's going to have problems with the swinging strikes out and the good control that Senga's demonstrating right now. Um, he's going to go against Freddie Peralta. It's going to be a little more red for him here. So you'll see this is kind of just like a way to see the data in a way that's easier to just kind of digest. And then you can go in on it more for why that's happening. You know, why these matchups would be good or bad, like Perdomo versus Lizardo. This is just low data veracity now. We're only 50 at bats in 15 innings, so that's why this doesn't really super even matter yet. But um, just to be able to see, just to be able to see in the larger ways what your teams are doing is what I'm trying to do. I also like the idea of being able to put different teams in at the same time. So this is a tool I'm going to be using moving forward. This is my it don't always have to be NFBC format tool teams. This is my team, my ESPN format team, and it'll bring it in here. It'll put all the information when it calculates it through. Yeah, I do like the displays um, so much here on numbers instead of Excel. I was really Excel is the industry standard. I was struggling with just going to that to be industry standard, but I kind of just stuck with the displays here and just kind of try to work them out. But I think another thing this allows you to do is you can put in players you would speculate on. So like it's another thing we all do each week is these players are all on my team, right? Now these guys they might be on my team. I might need to add these clowns, Rosario, Mitchell, or Josh Bell. So it allows me to see how their matchups come through the week. And then I can go down here all the way down to the bottom, speculation zone one, and it'll show me who their pitchers are. So pretty easy just to see all that stuff. The thing that did give me the most problems was the shading tables, but I do have that kind of worked out a little bit where if you take, you can adjust your shading tables by making your values rely on what these cells do. So makes your shading a little different. I'm still working with that, but this is my lineup setting tool. I think it's really going to allow me just to be able to see, um, just to be able to see. The other thing that I've done here is I put my rank. So this rank right here, this factor rank right here, you should be starting all your players, your higher ranked players. You shouldn't be starting any lower ranked players. You should only be starting players who are ranked high on your team, but it depends on how many days. So it takes a while to propagate. There's a lot of data involved in this one, and thankfully it's not doesn't have to be as quick as the draft sheet because the draft sheet has to come at you pretty fast. But so as you can see, the ranking right here is something that draws my eye and attention to it. Like, I mean, I'm playing Ohapi, but but I have to. He's another catcher. This is actually my B&B league team. It is not so great, but I do have good pitching on this team. Uh, and here's the guys I'd be looking to add right here, actually. So this is exactly how you use it. Um, Tommy Edman has no data because he hasn't been playing. Addison Barger hurt. Paredes not very good. But I am playing all of my higher factored players no matter what. And if I get at bats, I was pressy and picked up Jordan Walker. So not great, but not bad. But it's showing me that I'm green in my lineup. So it just shows you how to stay green in your lineup. That's the whole thing. So I'm just going to be using this moving forward. I put that out there for anybody else who wants to use it. I use Pages, and it's easily updated with the data. So we're all just trying to get better and beat the other leagues, beat the other people out there, and so yeah, that's my plan for the year. Anybody have any ideas on what numbers to compare? Like I said, I'm really just right now comparing. Where does it show what numbers I'm comparing? Probably doesn't make any sense, but it does make sense though. I compare home run, home run per inning to ISO, hard hit to hard hit, K percentage, XFIT to WOBA, ground ball percentage to fly ball percentage. I take the percentile of that, I feed it through the park factor, and it gives me the factor of how much advantage the hitter would have over the pitcher. So I don't know, just working with it. We'll see the results we get. So I'm looking forward to getting with our homie Spencer and getting some streams going, setting some lineups with him. But anybody have any ideas on lineup setting tools or any ways to construct things? Let me know. And yeah, I just keep sharing all the information and ideas that you have, and any breakthroughs you might make. Another thing that I will say that I do really like that this do. Okay, this also will allow you to show that he's a platoon. So this is the best part of this, one of the best ones. So if Shea Langoliers is not a platoon, but if he was a platoon, boom, it's out. You don't even have to think about it. So, Mike Yastrzemski. In fact, there's a good example. Mike Yastrzemski's probably maybe could be started Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I haven't looked into it a lot. He's on one of my teams here. I think he's on team number one. Um, so I think I would probably think about starting. I will put in for Mike Yastrzemski. Here he is. I will put in the platoon indicator. Boom. And now Mike Yastrzemski, when he propagates, he probably will look like a better play than probably Jorge Solar. And I'm not sure even if Jorge Solar got injured or suspended or whatever. But yeah, see, it shows. So it does show that he platoons here on Saturday. Mike Yastrzemski is position B11, bench 11. Come down here to bench 11. Here's Mike Yastrzemski. Parker Mesnick. He might not get it. He's pitching well. Um, so that's how you think about it there. So some of the lineup settings, some of the small nuances we try to get a hold of to give ourselves advantages. And the thing about tools is once you make a tool, you can just use it. So that's where we're trying to get to with this. So I hope you guys' teams are doing well. I got some teams that are doing well, but it's very early in the season. I just want to stay ahead of the boat. But looking to catch advice on how to win out. But if, like I said, if anybody has any ideas on any metrics to construct around the publicly available fan graphs, that's what I'm into. I'm into just using the fan graphs data and not being so super whatever with it, using this baseline data and constructing ways to view that the best that I possibly can. So I also have a display where it shows 10-day segments, but it gets a bit clouded. I do like the more easier display 7-day segments. But anyway, making some streams with Spencer coming up pretty soon here. And anybody who wants to stream or theorize or talk about anything related to baseball, just let me know. I'm available sometimes. All right, y'all. Peace.